All right, what's up, everybody? Happy holidays. This is A7X Fan Ben with a quick building the sleigh video. So I think I acquired this one in 2020 or 2021. I've never been big on this ship because it's obviously broken, overpowered, illegal for gameplay. But for a long time, I've kind of wondered about doing some kind of holiday game, and I do plan to do like a multiplayer game with the sleigh as kind of Whitebeard's own little fleet. So I'm gonna build it for that. So I might as well get it out and do a little video showing building it and kind of showing it off because it is a pretty cool looking vessel. So Pirates of the North Pole. So this actually was released in December of 2005, according to Holofernes' notes that I transferred to the master spreadsheet. So it's kind of associated with Revolution, obviously, because of the time frame and the blue cards. It's not like really part of that set because it was a totally different released. It doesn't come in a Revolution pack or anything, but that's the set it kind of gets lumped in with for like purposes of associating it with something. Because these are the only two game pieces from Pirates of the North Pole, which is kind of just a fun little kind of joke set almost. So Jordan Wiseman, head elf, and all the Wizkids toy makers. So happy holidays from Wizkids back in 2005. I'll leave that for later. You can pause if you want to look at the abilities, but it's kind of just it's pretty crazy. Basically, the ship is almost invincible and almost impossible to stop. This one's kind of interesting. Captain Whitebeard's card is not styrene; it's just the cardboard. So it's not a punchable crew chip, just like the ones from Pirates of the Barbary Coast, the limited edition or promo crew in the 200 numbers from that set. But I'll check out the flavor text real quick. Sailors the world over speak of the sleigh in tones reserved for the most honored and noble of ships, rumored to be faster than a hurricane, quieter than the wind, and crewed by magical elves, only the most pure of heart have ever seen her, and they claim she a vision of lights, magic, and joy. So link to Captain Whitebeard. So Captain Whitebeard, the ultimate captain, Whitebeard was born to spread joy to even the most hardened of sailors. Some claim that on quiet winter nights, his bellowing ho-ho-hos can bring grown sailors to their knees and make them feel the unadulterated joy of being a child. And they do have a nice custom flag with like a wreath and then kind of a candy cane pattern of sorts in the flag. And of course, unique numbering. I guess ho-ho is the idea with the H's. So one thing I find fun about this one is that these are some of the most unique pennants in the entire game because this is the only card in the game that has green and white pennant flags like this. And especially that, I guess that red and white might be the rarest or like the least frequently seen pennant flag in the game. I still like using these for explored island tokens. So because they're small, they don't take up much space on the island, and you can faction color code them, at least to most of the factions. Not all of the factions have them. Like I think Corsairs, I think a lot of the minor factions didn't have them. But anyway, so these ones, Whitebeard's Raiders pennant flags for explored island tokens are some of the rarest in the game. And of course, the only instance of seeing this white stern flag as well. So I'm going to punch it out. Before I do that, I'll show you kind of almost like a gingerbread house design on some of the decks. The sails have like Christmas lights and like garland and is it candy cane for a figurehead basically. So really neat stuff. I've never really looked at these details super closely, so it's really fun. Oh wow. I don't know if you can see, it looks like instead of cannons, it looks like there's elves. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some different ones at like the upper left, like where the port bow cannons are on the upper gun deck. I don't know if those are elves or something, some other creature or something Christmas themed. So pretty cool though. I never noticed that actually. It looks like there's like snow on top of the gun ports, which is kind of a nice detail as well. So I actually never noticed the elves for cannons there. It's pretty fun to check this out actually. So, and then we got presents on the quarterdeck and the stern deck, poop deck, whatever. Lots more Christmas lights all around these masts and sails as well. So hopefully he doesn't have any bulb explosions. It's going to light up his sails real quick. Give him some fire mass. So, all right, let's start checking it out. So this will also serve as kind of a how to build a four-master video. Made some other like how to build videos on my channel, so you can check those out. The longest one, of course, is the 10 master one when I built the Zeus. So this one shouldn't take too long, but I will try to be pretty careful because it is not a cheap ship. I remember going for in like the $30 to $50 range. I'll have to check Matt P's price list to see what it's gone for in fiscal year 2022. So just kind of taking off some of these nubs and whatnot. It's punching out like really nicely. Actually, feels great to punch this out. Wow, that was easy and kind of felt good in a weird way. All right, so as I've talked about in probably some of the other building videos, I like to start at the stern on the starboard side, so we get the hull piece in there. Swap over to the port side. I think it's going to go together really well too. Yeah, this is Gucci. I like how one thing you can tell about a ship being of good quality is when you slot the hull in through the deck like that, there's no paint coming off at the stern. So sometimes, especially some of the sets that had like quality control issues, you'll see paint come off. Sometimes even like the ship's name gets kind of obscured because it's so tight, and then there's not a perfect finish on the card, so sometimes some of the finish will wear off. But anyway, this one is just great so far. Really nice, actually. And then of course, I just noticed too, they got their own set symbol. They really went all out for this. Like it's not a Revolution Star. You got the snowflake there for the Pirates of the North Pole set insignia. So really neat. All right, so we got the forecastle on. Now we're gonna put basically the quarterdeck on. Might be a tiny bit tight on the starboard side, so I had the port side in, so I'm gonna take that off, go back to port once starboard is in, and then we're just gonna, I like to get it flush, I like to have the decks flush here. Have it pushed all the way down, makes it look better, and obviously less likely to come off. And there you can see a little bit of paint coming off, but that's in a spot that I don't care as much about. It's better to preserve the name and have that be slightly compromised. Let me make sure I punch my stern flag. And then now it's interesting. I don't know which one. I think I'll go white and green. I'm trying to decide on pennant, basically, pennant color. I might use the candy cane one some other time. You could always swap them out. But I think because the sail is white and then there's more green than red with like the wreath garland or whatever, I'm gonna go with a green and white pennant flag. You could, I guess, use the green and white ones for like the Jade Rebellion if you wanted to, but anyway. All right, so normally here I just go stern to bow. I actually do the flag first usually, and then I continue stern to bow on the masts. Once in a while I'll change up the order, but this is pretty standard for how I like to do a four-master. So, and then here just make sure the sail is towards the bow, and the mast at the back, obviously, so the ship can actually go forward. So, all right, that looks pretty good. One thing I'm checking here is to make sure the masts are not going to be tilted weird. It's kind of hard to avoid that. I've noticed a lot of 4 and 5 masters. Oh, this is just great. Yeah, this is like one of the better ships I've built. So a lot of times these two masts will be like canted a little bit, like it'll be like more like that. Or a lot of times on a 5-master, the main mast will be like slightly forward, or it'll create like this weird angling. This is almost perfectly parallel. It's like slightly off, like it's maybe slightly wider at the top than the base, but this is like, ironically, it's an expensive ship and it's actually going together like incredibly well. I would generally recommend, actually, I'll be honest, usually it's better to put the pennant on the main mast before you put the main mast in. So maybe this is a little not the best idea, but should be fine. It's an easy piece to just pop on. So there she is, Whitebeard Sleigh. Brand new, at least newly unpunched. So candy cane masts, a ship of ultimate fantasy. So definitely one of the cooler things Wizkids did outside of, gameplay and rules and all that stuff. So definitely a fun piece to have. I've never really enjoyed her just because, I don't want to use a ship that you're not supposed to use, but I'll make an exception for this game coming up. It's going to be interesting too, because I think the other factions are going to be they're going to be gunning hard for him. So it's going to be interesting because they're going to need to team up to take him down and make sure that the Whitebeard's Raiders don't win, which they'll try to do. But we'll see if there's any like petty squabbling that happens as they do that, and we'll see if they can cooperate the entire time or not until the sleigh is put down or whatever. It's also going to be fascinating to see if it gets captured. So anyway, I might release this video I think after the game, but we'll see. So yeah, that's Captain Whitebeard in the sleigh. So promo from Wizkids back in holiday season 2005. So blast from the past. Question of the day would be, I would say, if you have this ship, have you used it in a game? And then if so, how did it go? And was that game on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Because on those days, it gets some extra stuff. And games played on December 24th. The ship has an unlimited base move and cargo capacity. So anyway, so thanks for watching. Check out the question of the day in the comments along with any links I include. And I'll see you in the next video.